It's a smile on our faces because we'll have more of the products talk about meat, yes, and beef, as well as goat meat to do with something we becoming very fond of, like we can't do without, right?
But
I can. I can do without it.
obviously we can. We've adjusted it.
No, you can't.
I can.
No, you
I
can't.
will try.
You've never been able to do it without meat. Yes, but I can as long as there is fish.
And there is pomona. And then there is stockfish.
Yeah.
I'll be able to, yes. I'll
For
be able
those
to
who
navigate
prefer
around.
fish to meat, like me, we don't have a problem. It's
Don't-
only
don't
when
let-
there is
don't
no
let-
fish
Don't let me traders hear
that
you.
we have a problem. But it's good for everyone. Yeah, it's needed. It's protein. And of course, it's part of our meals every day. And the closure of the market really brought untold hardship and, of course, price hike in that commodity. As it had to be smuggled, and then you know what that means in terms of naira and kobo. So we are happy to, of course, bring you all of these updates in the 𝐶𝐶 State as we go to the House of Assembly yesterday. Also, serving us some news as we stay with the 𝐶𝐶 and move up the ladder to national stories on the papers this morning. From the House of Assembly is a story of clearing 17 nominees sent for appointment into boards and commissions.
The House during plenary considered the reports of the Committee on Judiciary, Justice, Human Rights and Public Petitions on the screening of the nominees. And the chairman of the committee and the member representing the 𝐾𝐀𝐘𝐁𝐑𝐄𝐀𝐍𝐶 State constituency, Victor Ekwere, while tendering the report, he said that the nominees were all qualified to be confirmed, and adding that no petition was received against any of them.
The original copies of credentials of nominees were cited and confirmed. The committee observed that there was, one, no adverse report against the nominees, and that all the nominees made the necessary requirements for appointment as chairman and members of board and commission and advisory. Three, that in the option of the committee, the nominees are competent, fit, and qualified for their appointment.
Oh, there you have it from the House of Assembly. Now let's take you, of course, to the NCDC for the updates on COVID-19.
Well, last night, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control updates that the country has been announced to have recorded 410 new cases of the novel coronavirus. The total number of confirmed infections currently nearing 50,000. And the country's virus epicenter, Lagos, reported 210 new cases, while the Federal Capital Territory posted 45 new infections. Other states with new cases include Ondo 30, Plateau 21, Edo 19, Ogun 16, Oyo 13, Nasarawa 12, Bauchi 11, Enugu 10, Kwara 7, Kaduna 6, Anambra 4, Ebonyi 3, Abia 2, and Rivers 1. 4 new deaths were recorded as the total toll from the virus reached 981 people dead already. And the good news is that the number of patients recovered has risen to 37,051.
In Africa, the total confirmed cases now stands at 1,084,904. 280,175 are active confirmed cases. 780,046 persons have recovered. The death toll now stands at 24,683. But Africa, tops issues in the news this morning as we have from Mali. Recall President Jonathan meeting President Buhari at Aso Rock Villa just a day ago. But it did happen yesterday as that crisis took a twist, a different dimension altogether. The military has taken over. Military leaders ordering for the closure of all border crossings and imposing a nighttime curfew in Mali, according to an announcement by Malian Air Force Deputy Chief. That's after telling you that the president was asked to resign. He did dissolve the cabinet. And we could be seeing a different form of crisis in Mali. If we did not follow developments now, the attention will be on Mali.
Yes, what we see played out there, the president was seized. The president was seized alongside the prime minister in a dramatic escalation of a months-long crisis. And also neighboring states, the West African, along with France and the European Union and the African Union, have condemned the sudden mutiny. But this, right now, we heard the news that the president has resigned.
I am reading of the news, and it appears that many reports are very cautious in calling it what it is. Is this not a coup? Because this was done by mutinying soldiers who detained the president at gunpoint. And President Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta had to resign and dissolve parliament hours after that particular incident. But analysts are believing that this could plunge the country deeper into crisis. They're already facing a jihadist insurgency, and the mass protest by citizens has been on. Now this news of the military junta closing borders and imposing curfew is a military administration taking over in Mali, as we see. Let's go to Burkina Faso. The opposition is to unite behind one candidate. They've agreed to rally behind any challenger to President Roch Kabore, who reaches the second round in November's election. We run off from there to Ivory Coast, where the police have arrested a man who allegedly set buses on fire last week during protests in the commercial city called Abidjan. There was a violent protest going on for weeks now since the ruling party nominated President Alassane Ouattara to seek re-election for a third term. While the Directorate of Police announced on Facebook that the suspect was arrested after members of the public reported him. And we go to other parts of Africa as the stories keep coming in, but time will fail us. We'll break there and of course come back to Nigeria, look at what's happening. But just as we leave the scene, Joe Biden has been officially anointed the Democratic presidential candidate at the party's convention, helped over the line by some glowing testimonials from elder statesmen, where two Democratic former presidents, Bill Clinton, Jimmy Carter, and former Secretary of State Colin Powell, a Republican, endorsing Mr. Biden. Yesterday, Michelle Obama was also vocal. A video went viral on Twitter. She was also endorsing Joe Biden as the man for the people.
Well, it's not really like we weren't expecting it. Her husband has actually come out to show support, render support for Joe Biden. A lot of people pulling behind Joe Biden, including celebrities. Well, it's going to be a really tough battle in America come November for the election. It's going to be real tough for the President Donald Trump, seeing a lot of challenges. But he's also got his fans, so we wait to see what happened and all of the elections, everything that will be happening in that country.
Yeah, the opinion polls is up already ahead of the election in November, and Mr. Trump is trailing Biden as we speak.
Like I said, he's got his fans.
But that's not the actual election, right?
Well, if they fall behind him, who knows what will happen?
Well,
some people never believed that he would have been president in the first place, but he's the president. And there was a speculations of rig and everything, but he's still the president. And who knows if he will be the president in the second term.
Well, we'll see. November is not so far from now. And we come back now to stories from the national dailies across the country, as we also welcome back...
Let me laugh. Barrister Clifford, long time no see. Happy Christmas.
Well, happy new month. It's been quite a whole lot of hectic nature of work out there. Good morning, listeners. I want to welcome you to this session.
Yeah, nice to have you, Barrister Clifford.
Yeah, good morning.
As always. Now in the papers, the controversy over the 774,000 public works by the federal government resurfaced yesterday, according to these day newspapers, as the National Assembly said it would not be part of the ongoing recruitment, in which 30 slots were allotted to each member of the federal legislature. Was this the brouhaha and hulubalu all about from the start?
Well, like I've always said, it's good that these discordant tunes are sung. so that Nigerians will know the real deal behind the gra, the IGG, initial gra. Having said all, I think the 30% that was given to the National Assembly,
30 slots to each member.
30 slots. That's crazy. That's incredible. That's very satanic, so speaking, because Nigerians actually need the jobs, and you now use it to patronize people, patronize thugs, patronize girlfriends, patronize mistresses, and all of that. Yes, of course. So it really doesn't augur well for the polity. But when you create a competition and let people struggle to get what they have to get, you reduce the unemployment rate by 774,000 people for the next 2 years. And they could save to stimulate the local economy, to produce, to help things, to get things done properly. So let's leave it directly for Nigerians and not for the National Assembly members.
Barrister Clifford, have you seen the news, what's happening in Mali?
Yes.
The citizens were protesting, calling for resignation of the president, and we saw what really happened.
The citizens were actually very excited, very happy. And I'm very sure that's the same prevailing feeling in most countries in Africa, including Nigeria. But the military regime is not the best. It's not a good alternative to civilian administration. In fact, the military interregnum in Nigeria made the Nigerian democracy not to progress. Now we are progressing. We are making all the mistakes we would have made long ago. So to be excited and jubilate over
military
taking over, it's not good. It's not really good.
All right,
but then politicians must not give the civilians opportunity to invite the military into power. In fact, it's even the politicians that invite the military into power in Mali. It's not the civilians.
Well, ECOWAS has suspended Mali's membership after the president was arrested and Prime Minister 𝗣𝗲𝗍. And that had the statement yesterday. The UN as well, the United Nations, demanding an immediate release of the president, the prime minister, and other government officials arrested and detained by the mutiny soldiers.
What's the guarantee that it's not even these members of the United Nations and NATO that are actually encouraging this? Because we have a long history of these persons, these nations, surreptitiously sponsoring the removal of presidents that wouldn't do what they want, their biddings. So let's take it with a pinch of salt and hope for the best for the people of Mali.
All right, still from the papers this morning, ASU's giving new conditions for the reopening of schools, and they've announced that among other things, the federal government must pay the salaries of some of the members that have not been paid. We were hoping we will get ASU today, but hopefully we'll do that by tomorrow here in Akwa Ibom State. But your take quickly on school reopening. Many are calling for tertiary institutions to be back, and some say let's look at what we can achieve in terms of compliance with the guidelines and protocols with the ongoing WAEC examinations.
The academic, rather the educational system has been in a state of arrested development over time, and I would have expected the government, a very reasonable government at that, to announce a state of emergency in the educational sector. One, you have to give the required quality assurance. Two, you have to pay staff. You have to take care of welfare of staff. You also have to put in place the necessary infrastructure required to actually jumpstart the educational sector, because the educational sector is dead. It's dead. It's comatose. You need to jumpstart it. If you don't jumpstart it, it won't work. If you don't jumpstart it, it means that we would have lost several years. Now, to say that for ASU to put as part of its conditions that they must pay, the federal government must pay staff salaries, it's a good thing, but is the government willing? Is the government ready? The Minister of Labour has said that no work, no pay. So it means that we envisage a protracted space of argument and disagreement. There must be give and take. There must be give and take to actually ensure that the educational sector comes on stream again.
Well, education looking for money, health also looking for money. State governments will here urging the federal government to release a 2.1 billion naira support fund. It promised to fight
it's coming from
COVID-19.
Cross River State. That statement, the demand is coming from Cross River State.
Cross River or national?
No, health.
On COVID-19,
yes,
the federal government should release the fund that it promised.
But Cross River State had always claimed it never had COVID.
Now they said they are financially overstretched. They need to be helped financially. All your thoughts about 𝗏𝗃 Clay for the business update comes up now.
The Akwa Ibom state government has announced the immediate reopening of livestock markets in the state for commercial activities. Recall, the market was earlier closed by the state government as part of the COVID-19 restrictions. Good morning and welcome to another edition of Planet Business 360. Today, the 19th day of August 2020. More to come, but before then, I identify as Mfonobong Edit and I'll be your host this morning. And now, the rest of the business news. According to data obtained by the Central Bank of Nigeria, the value of loans given to the private sector by Nigerian banks increased by 3.5 trillion naira. Banks are sending notices to customers about a reduction in the spending limit for their Naira-dominated debit card used for paying transactions abroad. Let's take a breather here and bring you our beauty business segment. Do stay tuned.
Ever thought of a one-way ticket that would leave you out of your doctor's checklist, or a long list of medications that you never seem to finish? Well, I guess Naturals will be your last bus stop. You can get cinnamon and all other natural, organic, health, wellness, and beauty products, and of course, nature's finest and purest of greens, herbs, and so much more, all at Naveen Haven, number 99 at Kaitiam Street off Oron Road, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, or call 080-8699-1148, 090-7089-5601. Naveen Haven, a natural pathway to a wholesome you.
Our beauty business segment was brought to you by Naveen Haven. Thank you so much for staying with us. Over now to the oil and gas industry, as the federal government has launched a gas transportation network code, which is a set of guidelines for the transport of gas across the country. Dollar squeeze strangles Nigeria's economy as recession looms. This was reported by Bloomberg on Monday. Nigeria's request for a $1.5 billion budget support facility from the World Bank is unlikely to be granted approval in August as anticipated due to concerns over desired reforms. In our special report this morning, yesterday, a cross-section of tricycle operators, popularly known as 𝐾𝐀𝐘𝐁𝐄 and minibuses, took to the streets of Uyo to express their grievances over the unlawful collection of daily operational tickets by some group of people who claim to be agents of the Nigerian Union of Road Transport Workers. Meanwhile, yesterday, Ita market women also took to the street to protest over ticket sales. In technology business, short video streaming platform TikTok has reportedly launched a new website and Twitter account in a bid to combat what it says are unfounded accusations that the popular social media app is a risk to U.S. security.
The technology business segment was brought to you by Techno Superphones, Wilcox and Giovanni Investments Limited, dealers on phones, laptops, electronics, accessories, and phone repairs. Visit number 20 Ikorekpone Road, Uyo, or another outlet at the Choice Mall, 5 and 7 Ikorekpone Road, Uyo, or their warehouse at Ete Junction, 𝗏𝗏𝘃, Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. For more information on any of their products or service, call 0803-295-7423 or 0906-5759-358.
In the oil market, oil prices fell as suppliers seek to honor cut agreement. In our stock market report, the Nigerian Stock Exchange closed Tuesday's trading session on a slightly bullish note. The all-share index recorded an uptick of 0.02% to close at 25,136.49 basis points. The money market opens today as a US dollar can be bought for 379 naira, but the official exchange rate of the CBN is 379.5 naira and can be sold at 380 naira, which stands a US dollar at 380 naira in the money market today. And that is how far we can go on today's episode of Planet Business 360. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Our next edition, which is tomorrow, promises to be worthwhile. Do tune in then. In the meantime, do have a profitable business day today. You can also sponsor a segment on Planet Business 360. I identify as Mfonobong, and I am your business lady. The People's Parliament is up next.
Well, thank you, Fonabong Adet, for the business update. Stay tuned for the People's Parliament.
You want buy phones and accessories, Divine no go communication.
No be say them say, oh, ask anybody where they near you where you fit buy phones and accessories. That person go tell you say now for inside Divine Ugo Communication. Whether na Samsung phones, oh, Techno phones, Gioni, Infinix, Itel, Huawei, Nokia, Redmi, and many other latest phones with they town. Phones, accessories, they wow, music box, laptops, even that liquid screen guard for protect your phone from breakage. Then they repair phones, so both software and hardware. Buy phones and accessories today for inside Divine Ugo Communication. Number 1, 𝐾𝐀𝐘𝐁 Road, opposite Ibom Plaza, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, or make you call 0806-809-3884 or 090-923-12971.
Divine no go communication.
Our shop they open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Thank you for staying with us. It's the People's Parliament right now on Planet Radio 101.1 FM with Mr. President and Madam Speaker. Yesterday, the commercial bus drivers in Uyo protested over what they call illegal ticket sales by the National Union of Road Transport Workers, and also some traders from Itam Market allegedly protested yesterday over exorbitant and unauthorized levies, and they went on a peaceful demonstration to register their displeasure along Calabar Highway and later along Wellington Bassey Way, close to the government house, Uyo. So that's the latest update. Levies ticketing in Akwa Ibom State.
And the cattle market is reopened once again. Barrister Clifford joins us on the People's Parliament. A quick take as we will be linking up with the SA to the Governor on Market Affairs, Mr. Raphael.
It's appalling to realize that the agents of government are sabotaging, as it were, the good intentions of the governor and the government of Akwa Ibom State. That directive to actually give tax waivers was as a result of the post-COVID-19 recovery process nationally. Akwa Ibom State is just one out of the 36 states of the Federation and the FCT that had to hook up to that local remedy provided for traders, for bus drivers, for artisans, and for those in the non-formal sector. Incidentally, weeks after that the directives were issued, you still notice that those who are agents of government working for agencies and NDAs of government are the ones flouting the order, are the ones flouting the directive. And everything rises and falls on leadership. The governor can't be everywhere at the same time. If the governor has issued the directive, it behoves the Commissioner for Transport and its associated agencies and ministries to actually comply with same. So for them not to comply with same, it means that it could be either of these two things. One, either is a direct sabotage of the entire system and process, or that the government and the governor is tacitly behind the collection of the taxes, but using them as a front so that they could have a fall boy. Unfortunately, the government would appear not to have taken second option. So if the Commissioner for Transport, who is supposed to ensure the compliance with this directive, is condoning it or is not supervising them, it should be sacked, it should be removed. Yes, it's my view, a very personal view, and I'm following it up with a memo to the governor that it should be sacked for sabotaging the governor's effort. Now, you can imagine the multiplier effect of the compliance. The multiplier effect is that the monies that would have been paid to the government ordinarily would have been used to reticulate same within the local economy, to stimulate the local economy. But right now, what is happening is that the monies are collected. Where do these monies go to?
Let's see what the commissioner said. As he said, everything is under control yesterday, reacting officially to that
he must go
by minibus drivers. Barrister Clifford Thomas, we know you.
I am very angry and hot this morning.
You can't be back so angry. Just hold your thoughts. Let's listen to the Commissioner for Transport explaining the situation yesterday.
The government part of it, government has given it up to them as a tax relief. You know, in 𝐾𝐀𝐘𝐁, they normally charge daily ticket 200 naira. So what they are collecting now is just 100 naira for the union. The same thing with minibus. 300 naira, 100 goes to government, 100 to national union, 100 to road tax. So now it's 200. 100 for national union, 100 for road. The duty of government is to regulate what they are doing. So I believe they should continue to maintain peace and order.
Now, you heard from the Commissioner, Unoy Timuno, who clearly said that government's percentage in those levies have been waived off for COVID-19 impacts. And it's about the union, the National Union of Road Transport Workers, who have the issue
complaining untold hardship due to the tax waiver.
I don't understand.
All right, let's turn attention in the course of the interaction.
No. I don't understand why they say that the money is split into three parts. One to government, one to, and then it is only the government part that is waived. They didn't explain that.
Let's take that sound quickly.
Duty is just to regulate what they are doing. The dues is the government part of it. Government has given it up to them as a tax relief. You know, in 𝐾𝐀𝐘𝐁, they normally charge daily ticket 200 naira. So what they are collecting now is just 100 naira for the union. The same thing with minibus. 300 naira, 100 goes to government, 100 to national union, 100 to road tax. So now it's 200. 100 for national union, 100 for road tax. The duty of government is to regulate what they are doing. So I believe they should continue to maintain peace and order.
You get it now.
The explanation is totally unacceptable.
All right.
The government has given up its own part.
No. The government controls and regulates the entire sector. If the government wants the impact to be felt, the government should announce that the entire taxation levies should be waived as part of their contributions. Also, government is not getting. Let the union not get. Let nobody get. Let them rather say, within the next 6 months, use this money to build or expand your businesses or do whatever thing. But not to say, oh, you come up later as a later day saint to say that it's only government part that is waived. Why didn't you explain it from the outset so that people will understand?
All right, let's go to Eastern Market yesterday, where there was also a protest. And we want to, of course, have that we earlier on brought to you the official position of the chairman of the local government, that's 𝐼TU Local Government Council. But we want to link up to, let's recap that for the benefit of you who didn't get to hear.
Well, the council chairman wishes to state the following. According to the press release, currently the council has not authorized anyone to collect income levies on its behalf. That considering the current global economic strain caused by the COVID-19 pandemic and in compliance with the tax holiday magnanimously granted traders by the Akwa Ibom State Governor, the council placed a ban on levies and taxation.
All right, let's hold it there. We go now to the essay to the Governor on Market Affairs, 𝗲𝗲, joining us on the People's Parliament to find out from his parts and office what the situation is and what the government will do to arrest what the traders call illegal and multiple taxation, which is hampering the development of their businesses and, of course, their profit. Well, as we await Mr. 𝗲𝗲 to join the People's Parliament, let's let you know while he's actually on. Good morning, the essay to the Governor on Market Affairs.
Good morning, sir.
You're on the People's Parliament 101.1 FM. We're looking at the protests at 𝐼TAM Market yesterday over taxation. The office aware of it and what is in place to resolve this matter?
Thank you, Mr. President. It is unfortunate that some people are taking advantage of COVID-19 pandemic to extol money from those local women. You know, His Excellency have instructed almost all the sectors that they should declare ticket free for now to cope the effects of COVID-19 pandemic. Yesterday, when the women called me, I went to the market, and what I saw there is not something that we should play politics with. And I discovered that some guys went down there to collect 10,000 naira, install 10,000 naira, 15,000 naira from those local women. And when I put call to the chairman of the 𝐼TU Government, Barrister Onok, he told me that he's not aware of the money that they are collecting from the local markets, market women. And also the market welfare, which is the leaders of that market, they said they are not aware of it. So who are the people that comes to the market and collect 10,000 naira and 15,000 naira from the local women? So that is what caused the problem. And high rate of ticketing is one of the things that they protest. So we address the situation with the assistance of the divisional police officer of 𝐼TAM police station. So we now settle the whole matter. But some people refuse to abide with that and decided to walk down to government house, whereby they got the attention of the Chief of Staff to His Excellency 𝗲𝗲. And I believe we sort everything out with them.
All right, so now it's under control. The boys won't return to get 10,000 and 15,000.
Definitely, that's what we agreed. We met with the chairman of the last government, the market leaders, and the Chief of Staff, and they agreed that those boys will return that money to the women. And what they did, roadside trading is illegal market. 10,000 and 15,000 to the women, which is not good. And His Excellency have decided to declare that nobody should tax the women for now. Nobody should collect any levy of any kind from the local market women.
All right, but are you promising the traders that from time to time you check up to ensure that these illegal taxation structures?
I'm doing from time to time, at least once in a week. I always be in any of those markets. Like yesterday, I was in a market when this thing happened. Yes.
All right, essay to the Governor on Market Affairs. Sincerely, we thank you for coming on the People's Parliament and the clarifications.
Thank you, sir.
All right. There we have it, Barrister. Now, let's look at quickly before parliamentarians jump on the program for deliberations this morning. Why the space for illegality, as we see the council chairman or the council, 𝐼TU, not aware, but you find people going to the market to levy traders for as much as 10,000.
Let me start by thanking the governor for the policy directives. Let me also thank the chairman of the 𝐼TU Local Government Council for coming out clean on this. I want to thank 𝗥𝗲𝗃, the Chief of Staff, for actually, I think for a long while, this is the first time I have seen him react positively on the side of the people for actually coming out to assuage, to solve that problem. I want to also thank the essay on marketing to the governor, but I put it as a failure on the part of government. You can't set up a structure without doing a follow-up and supervising them. Why do the private schools do better? They pay less to teachers, but collect so much money from the pupils, from the students, from parents. It is because of supervision. When you supervise and do bumper-to-bumper supervision, things really go bad. Things that ordinarily would have gone bad would have been nipped in the bud, arrested early and nipped in the bud because there's early warning, early detection.
So on the part of government, there's poor supervision.
There's failure, not poor supervision. Failure. Total failure. Now, please, we have to advise ourselves. There is no good communication between the government, existing authorities, and the people. I'm happy for the appointment of Inyememebong, but I just hope he will be the real person he is and not be overwhelmed by the office, so that he can bring out strategic communications strategy platforms to reach out to the people where he can get feedback from the people. There's no feedback. There was no feedback. That was why the people decided to protest. And the issue is, in the course of protesting, some of them may be arrested, may be maimed, may be beaten. There might even be a shootout. So at that stage, we will put all the blame on the head of the Commissioner for Transport.
All right, Barrister Clifford, we'll be heading to the phone line right about now. Also, you can join the conversation on our Facebook page, Planet Radio 101.1 FM, or our verified Facebook page. The number is 0902-223-1011 or 0817-624-8565.
Yes, vintage Barrister Clifford returns to the People's Parliament, and we sincerely do encourage you observe all protocols on the People's Parliament, be civil in your conversation, respect constituted authority, and also, be tolerant of divergent opinions. Share yours, all right? And let's have a smooth conversation. Turn down the volume of your radio set.
Hello, good morning to you. Welcome.
Good morning, Madam Speaker, Mr. President. There is Endurance on the line.
Welcome, Endurance.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
We're listening to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think you're hearing me from there. What the investigating of the believers and the ticketed riders that they are selling on the street even right now. As I'm speaking, I'm at all right now. They are still selling the tickets. I really think that the main reason why those people are selling those tickets is that the government are not doing their own part that they're supposed to do. Because I don't see the reason why a union should come out, maybe like 4 to 5 panel of people should go to either a government house or a Minister of Transportation to seek them for approval of selling of a ticket, and they don't ask them about the followers, the people that are following them. I don't know why they should make such approval for them. I don't know if the government has been what they're supposed to do. They're not supposed to approve that. They're supposed to ask them about the people that they are working with, about the riders of the minibus and the tricycle on the road. They're supposed to ask them about those people. If those people are also agreeing on that, because I'm also a minibus driver. They've never for once called for a meeting for us to know what they are up to. Governor have given us the approval of they give us like a palliative for the ticket and every other thing. But they now went to the leader commissioner of transport to tell the man, and the man now agrees with that, asking them about us, the riders, because so many of them that are there in that community, they are not even riders of a minibus. They don't know the way it's spent. They don't know what we are passing through. They don't know the way task force people and police people are disturbing us on the road. We are suffering. And the government need to answer us, and they need to put a stop to this thing that's going on the state, so that someone will not die because we are not happy about this thing.
Now we hope you're not.
We've
heard what you've said. We hope you're not driving. We hope you're properly parked.
I'm driving.
No. All right. No. Okay. Let's. You've said the much you can.
They are still selling the ticket.
All right. Thank you.
Selling the ticket even as of now.
Thank you. You must not be driving when calling into a radio program, especially on an issue that is that emotional. You could hear how it sounded. All right. We've had that. That's much we could do from you. Thank you very much for joining such an opener on the People's Parliament.
Yeah, a minibus driver.
That's from the horse's mouth. But there's something he said about connivance. that they were not taken along after the government's directive. The EXCO would go to the Commissioner for Transport and a different arrangement is set up.
I have said it that it's sabotage. I mean, it's sabotage. It's clear sabotage. I'm not even looking at the civil or the euphemistic words to sugarcoat the very bad action. It's sabotage.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, this is a fancy boy from the local government.
Please go ahead.
Good morning. Yes, the president. Good morning,
Yeah, good morning, fancy boy.
Yes, I want to talk of the screening that has just been conducted by the state government about the forthcoming local government election. Please, I want to say, if you look at this, it's funny. We have to write an question. How can a local government, my own local government, the chairman was labeled with forgery of certificates, and the panel has cleared him to stand for election? The name that appeared on the certificate he had from Mr. Osuba, different name, his birth certificate name different. The one of the primary also is different. But as I'm talking to you now, it has been clear for him to stand for a local government election, and nobody's asking questions. They have written several petitions to the governor, and he's not listening. We begin to doubt if people like this, if a panel like this has been set to checkmate and clear people, and such person has not been screened, has been clear for him to stand for election. Madam Speaker, this is a time, let everybody put it down. This thing is coming. Let that also be proved by the state government. That panel is not working. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for joining the conversation.
It's an opportunity for more litigations, and we may have Bayelsa Part 2 in Akwa Ibom. And if the panel don't allow internal democracy to prevail, they don't do their screening properly, it will be very difficult to have a smooth sail. It will be an effort in futility at the end of the day.
Hello, good morning to you. Welcome.
Good morning, Madam Speaker. Good morning, the President. Good morning, Barrister.
Good morning, sir.
All parliamentarians this morning. My name is 𝐾𝐀𝐘𝐁𝐑𝐄𝐀𝐊, calling from Mr. the Minority Leader. Madam Speaker, I want to hammer in 2 issues, 1 minute each. Madam Speaker, first of all, I want to talk about the screening that was done some days ago by the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Akwa Ibom State, about the local government and the World Councilor election. Madam Speaker, that is why I normally say, well, once you choose, you use your own thing to victimize the people that these people are going to cheer as their chairman. But it is not the mind of the people. That is where you will have all this protest that was going on yesterday in Uyo. The women protest, youth protest, the protest, people protest, just because we have the wrong people in the right position. That is the problem, because you cannot tell me that somebody who is an engineer will become a commissioner of agriculture, and you tell me that person will do much. You cannot tell me that somebody who is agriculture will become a commissioner of transport, and you tell me that person will do much. They can never do much. Aside from that, Madam Speaker, this morning, I will also advise the KK and minibus riders, because whatever they look from the government, they should also do that for the passengers. Madam Speaker, if you see the way and KK riders and minibus, the way they charge people to some distance. Madam Speaker, I've been traveling to so many states in this country. The transportation is highly costly in the Akwa Ibom State. Madam Speaker,
all right, God's will.
Carry 2 people, they carry 2 persons, but they carry people, one at the front, and collect the same amount.
God's will. Thank you for joining the conversation. We appreciate your contribution. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Madam Speaker.
Welcome.
Good morning, Madam Speaker.
Welcome. Good morning to you.
This is Ambassador Gibson Samuel, the ambassador.
Okay.
First of all, I want to thank you guys for the good job you are doing. Good morning, Mr. President. Good morning, Mr. Harry.
Nice to have you.
Barrister Clifford, but no problem. Go ahead.
Clifford, sorry.
Good morning.
I want to thank the Parliament for the good work they are doing, following up the local government election processes, and of course the issue at 𝗣𝗏𝐶𝐽𝗀 as Sultan, that was Ward 5, Ward 6, following up the happening in that very environment with keen interest. And of course, as of yesterday, I was the first delegate that was sent to that very ward, I was among them. And then as of yesterday, there was a stakeholder meeting in that local government, of which the leaders of this parliament also appointed me to be there to get some reports. And we happened to find out and also know that the issue at hand is, let me say, there's an assured peace. There's an assured peace. They have assured the people that there will be no case of imposition, that everybody will go to the school and move their word. So that's just the report I have to give this morning. Thank you for having me on the parliament.
All right, thank you for joining the conversation. We appreciate.
And we want to say something clearly instructive here. What's been played out from 𝗣𝗲𝘃𝐶𝑃 at Sultan Ward 5 and 6 has been purely 90% efforts by parliamentarians. It's what we encouraged earlier on when 𝐾𝐀𝐘𝐁 released the timetable for the local government elections. Whatever is happening in your locality that looks abnormal, bring it on the People's Parliament. So it's really not been about us going to 𝗣𝗲𝘃𝐃𝐁. It's been parliamentarians actually going to 𝗣𝗲𝘃𝐃. Well, we look at all of those issues yesterday. From that meeting, we were sent this interaction.
Good morning, sir. This is Ambassador Gibson Samuel from People's Parliament. One committee to come and explain to us, and today the committee made to us that they have never in their life submit any name to any group, whether governor or a state party. That everybody will go to the field. Anybody that won the election, that get into the masses, will win the election. So that's what the committee told us. They also told us that the issue at Ma give this, they give this, is a fallacy, a pure fallacy. That there is no certain name that has been given that this must, from the governor, that this must be returned in a particular ward. That's what we have from the committee today.
All right, and just on the strength of that local government election and issues arising, we go to 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝐻, where another parliamentarian is reporting what's happening. Information coming is that there is an ongoing protest by 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝐻 youth at 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝐻𝐿 junction. The east-west road has been blocked. This really looks like an era of protest. So from 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝐻 this morning, an ongoing protest by 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝐻 youth at 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗃𝐻 junction. Reasons we may not know, we will encourage the parliamentarians to